Families now left with no place to live after a massive fire tore through an apartment complex in St. Louis Park. Crews responded to reports of smoke at the Helix Apartments located on Highway 7 just before 5 p.m. yesterday. When they arrived to the scene, they saw flames shooting out of the roof of the complex. After fighting for hours in brutal heat, crews were able to get the flames under control. Around 90 apartment units are damaged.
This is the reality. And just 5 hours ago, I woke up thinking I was going to have a normal day. To know this is something we cherish, we work hard for, and then it's gone. Like, how do I tell my daughter, like, her place is gone?
Officials say one person was taken to the hospital with injuries that were not life-threatening, and 2 firefighters were treated at the scene for heat-related injuries. Crews are still investigating the exact cause of the fire. The long-term forecast for the wildfires ravaging northeast Minnesota is bleak. If the prediction holds, fires will be burning until snow arrives later this year. Our Connor White was up in Ely and shows us how firefighters are taking the place of tourists in Boundary Water towns.
The fight to keep wildfires away from homes near the Boundary Waters has transformed the Ely Public Schools campus. A sea of tents now blanket the football field, playing host to firefighters.
It's hot, it's smoky, it's buggy. They're sleeping out here in tents.
Nikki Angan lives nearby. Her family started drawing up signs like these, making sure fire crews can look around and know what their work means.
We are just so grateful that they're here protecting us.
Elite hotshot crews from Mississippi and New Mexico are now in Ely, joining around 600 other firefighters from across the country. The firefighters coming here into northeast Minnesota face an uphill battle, looking at weather that is both extremely dry and hot.
That's the kind of stuff we see in Arizona and dry, arid climates, not up here in upstate Minnesota.
Jason Loomis, a commander with the National Incident Management Organization, says what he's seeing in and around the Boundary Waters is unprecedented. On Friday, he says the Bear Trap fire shifted south, threatening resorts and homes around Big Lake and the Echo Trail north of Ely. That's where these hotshot teams could come in, trained to handle frontline wildfire suppression.
Ideally, that's where we would put some of our best to protect those values.
The Forestry Service also thankful for how everyday people are pitching in.
There are people locally that have equipment that were doing normal work maybe a week ago that have stopped doing that and now are working with us.
The National Weather Service says lightning started this mess and it will likely take snow months from now to end it. In the meantime, people in Ely are making sure those on the front line know they're loved. In Ely, with photojournalist Will Greiner, Connor White, WCCO News.
We'll continue to cover the latest with the Northland wildfires, and we'll bring you those updates on air and online at WCCO.com. A next drive alert is now in place right now in parts of the metro. A stretch of 494 is shut down through the rest of the weekend. The closure includes both directions of the interstate from Highway 100 to Highway 77 in Richfield. Drivers can use the detour highlighted in green on this map on your screen here. The interstate is scheduled to reopen 5 a.m. Monday. Right now, police are searching for an armed man who broke into a mother's home and assaulted her. That woman spoke with WCCO about what she calls the most terrifying 5 minutes of her life.
I still picture him, and I pictured the gun in my head. I mean, plain blank. He had multiple chances to shoot me.
That's what Carol says she woke up to around 5 a.m. yesterday inside her Brooklyn Park townhome. A man with a gun inside her bedroom demanding money.
He like pushed me towards my window, pushed me very hard, like push me, and I'm like, please, I beg you, I don't have money. Please don't do this. My kids are very young. I'm begging you, don't do this.
Those kids were asleep in their own bedrooms. Carol says the man tied her up and started groping her, but that's when she fought back to try to get his gun. The fight spilled into the hallway and Carol ran to her kids' room to call 911. The man took off. Brooklyn Park police say cases like these are rare. They're combing the neighborhood for evidence. The Trump administration says it's taking action after the president's primetime speech Thursday about election integrity. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette reports on the warnings from the Secretary of Homeland Security.
President Trump celebrated the World Cup at a FIFA reception at Trump Tower Friday evening.
Turned out we were the soccer country.
But election integrity was still on his mind after his primetime speech on the subject Thursday night.
I was supposed to not be here right now. I was supposed to be president for 8 years. The polls showed it, everyone showed it. They rigged the election.
The president's unfounded claims about fraud went a step further Thursday, with accusations China meddled in U.S. elections and that 250,000 non-U.S. citizens are on voter rolls.
Good morning, everybody.
Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin says states must participate in an upcoming election infrastructure program or face consequences.
Once we gave them the information they need to secure their elections, and they chose not to, then those individuals can also be held accountable by fines, by penalties, and even, depending on how far it goes, prison time.
Democratic leaders insist elections are secure.
If you got information, share it with us, and let's work together to address it. But I think at the end of the day, what they really have is a bunch of conspiracy theories.
President Trump wants Congress to pass the Save America Act to overhaul elections in the U.S. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
While the world watches the World Cup, thousands of young athletes from across the globe are taking the field here in Minnesota for the Target USA Cup. Our Susan Elizabeth Littlefield joins us from Blaine ahead of today's games. Hey, Suze.
Good morning. You know, Adam Del Rosso said it's 74 degrees, and I got to tell you, it's lovely this morning, but they've had to take a lot of precautions out here. I'm going to show you over my shoulder. You can see a Powerade canister right there that's full of water for the referees. They've had water just flowing this week. They've had extra hydration stations. They even told me that they've been pausing some of the play and mandatory saying, go to your water bottle to these athletes, having them drink up. Joining me right now is Sarah Soley, who has been out here. You were here till midnight last night.
I was.
So thank you for being out here this morning. Y'all have really had to roll with some punches on the weather. Tell us about some of the surprises.
Well, obviously, heat is going to come in July, and we know that, so we're always prepared for it. But the AQI was really out of control this week, so we actually had an entire game without play. And then last night, we encountered lightning, so we get a little bit of everything here at USA Cup.
You do, but you keep going. You keep just pivoting, figuring it out, because you do have teams from literally all over the world. Name some of the countries.
Sure, we have teams from Canada, Brazil, Mexico, Mongolia.
Mongolia. I mean, it can't really be farther away. I know we're looking at some of the players right now. Ray's getting some shots for us. The age range here, there's a big age range.
Yeah, we have players all the way from 8 years old to 19, boys and girls from across the world.
And it's really neat because we have these different countries represented, but there's a lot of home teams here too. They can qualify to get in this tournament, but you kind of have to prove you're a good soccer player, right?
Yeah, everyone's welcome to apply, and then based on the amount of teams, we place them by competition level, so hopefully everyone's playing someone, relatively equal to them, so it's a good, matchup.
Yes, it is a good matchup. And I got to say again, the weather is lovely right now. So for anyone at home, maybe they live in the North Metro, they say, oh, I wanted to check it out. It was too hot this week. I think now is a great time because there's tons of games going on.
Absolutely. It's championship day, so there's a lot of excitement. You'll hear a lot of cheering, and people are going to walk home with some medals.
Big day. Thank you so much, Sarah. Well, we'll be back, and we're going to talk to some of these players in just a few minutes.
Okay, looks like a lot of fun. Thanks, Susan Elizabeth. Happening today, thousands of young athletes from across the globe are taking the field here in Minnesota for the Target USA Cup. Our Susan Elizabeth Littlefield joins us from Blaine as players gear up for their games. Good morning.
I am very excited to introduce you to Team Costa Rica right here. These guys So these guys are really pumped up because they just won. They have one more game left to become champions, right? Yeah. Okay, so you guys came all the way from Costa Rica. What do you think of Minnesota so far?
Minnesota is good, but I prefer Costa Rica.
You prefer? I think most people would agree. Yes. Okay, and then what was your favorite part? Yeah, you got some celebration here. Do you guys think, I know there's been a lot of water, do you think it's hot here or is it?
Yeah. It's good for me. For me, it's good. It's very.
Okay, explain why it's good for you.
I don't know. I like the hot and. I don't know.
Okay, and your little sisters have been coming to all of the games, so shout out to the sisters. What was your favorite part of the most fun thing you've done in Minnesota?
Mall of America.
Mall of America?
Nickelodeon Park.
How cool was that?
Yeah. Dumplings. Dumplings. They like dumplings.
And dumplings too, right?
Favorite part of Minnesota is dumplings.
Favorite part is dumplings. Okay, well you guys got one game left. What's your strategy going in?
Win. Score goals.
You heard it. That's the strategy to win. But we are glad to have you in Minnesota. Congratulations and go Team Costa Rica. Let's hear that chant again.
Costa Rica, 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 Costa Rica.
Back to you guys.
Oh, that was just awesome. Strategy to win. I love it. Thanks, Suze. Hey, well, one of Minnesota's sweetest summer traditions is back with live entertainment, family-friendly activities, and of course, tons of raspberry-themed treats.
Yes, joining us now are our friends from the Hopkins Raspberry Festival, Nick and
Avalon.
Avalon, thank you so much for being here with us. And
we can't forget Berry Berry.
I'm sorry, Berry Berry.
He's here too. He's going to be at Raspberry Fest all weekend. We're so excited to have you guys here. You guys kicked off earlier this week. How has it been going so far?
It's been going pretty well, actually. It's been a busy week, hot.
Yeah.
But we've been going through it. You know?
Yep. On Wednesday, we kicked our festival off with a Berrylicious Bash with raspberry desserts and a pie eating contest.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, we had our royal coronation where we crowned 3 new royalty, Princess Dahlia, Princess Stella, and Queen Grace. And yesterday, we've just been going with a movie in the park. And unfortunately, we had to move it inside because of the smoke, but we still had it. It was Angels in the Outfield.
So we were talking before we came to you guys here, and this is all volunteer led. 92 years.
92.
That is such an incredible feat. What do you think keeps volunteers going and making sure this tradition happens every year?
You know, the love for the community, really. You know, have that tight knit, provide, give something free to the family.
Yeah.
Families that can't afford a lot, right? We just keep it going.
Yeah.
You mentioned a lot of the events already. You still have more fun stuff all weekend long.
We do.
What's going on today and tomorrow?
We got LTD today. It's the Berry Bash. It's going to be at LTD, and it's also with 819. And then we have the Wild Boar and Nachos are teaming up to do the Alley Jam, and their headliner for the music tonight is Gen X Jukebox.
Okay.
So we got that. We also got the craft fair going on this morning.
That's along Main Street, right?
All along Main Street, up and down. From
how many blocks?
9 to 4, and I think, well, gosh, I set it up this morning. Oh gosh, it goes from like 6 down to 13th. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's whatever that math is. Too early.
And Avalon, I know you are former Raspberry royalty. Can you talk to us a little bit about, because I mean, these 3 newly crowned princesses, queen, what kind of commitment are they in for? And it's really an honor too.
Yeah, so what their commitment looks like for the next year is we talk about how the royalty program is a leadership program. So their job for the next year is to go throughout Minnesota and represent the Hopkins Raspberry Festival and invite other visiting royalty to come next year and enjoy Hopkins and the Hopkins community. It's volunteer, and then they get a scholarship at the end of the year for all of their hard work. It's a fun year, it's busy, but it's really works on professional development, public speaking, things like that. And it was one of my highlights of my life so far.
Oh, absolutely. What an amazing experience. I do just need to point out the earrings that Avalon is wearing.
And the necklace.
And I mean, like a moment for the nails too. Like so cute. And you can actually buy the jewelry you're wearing.
Yep. Yeah. At the craft fair today down Main Street. So
there you go.
If you want a pair, I highly recommend getting them. Represent the Hopkins Raspberry Festival all year round.
Fabulous.
I love it. Well, hopefully today goes smoothly. Good forecast for it too.
Absolutely. That's good to hear, right?
And I just love how how over these 92 years, no matter what gets in the way, the show goes on. You guys find a way to make it happen. What's the slogan?
Yep, a tradition preserved.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. Thank you both so much for being here. You too, Berry Berry. You can see Berry Berry at Hopkins Raspberry Festival. It's happening right now through tomorrow. You can learn more about the schedule of events online at raspberrycapital.com.
Have you ever wondered what's beneath Minnesota, or what was Minnesota like millions of years ago? Well, today at the Bell Museum, you can find out just that.
Yes, we are showing a little bit of this new event, this Bell Museum event, Minnesota Unearthed. So here to tell us about it is Hugh Gabriel with the Bell Museum. Thanks for being here, Hugh.
Yeah.
You've got some stuff with you, but I first want to ask what this event is all about and what can folks expect today?
Yeah, so they can expect a lot of fun. It's going to be a great event. We're having some good weather today, which I'm really thankful for.
You're welcome.
Yes, that's great. And we do have outdoor activities. So the Atlatl, which I'll talk more about in a bit. We also have Chunky, which is a traditional game that's outdoors, very hands-on. That'll be fun. And some outdoor flint napping and pottery building. Some other traditional techniques that people can come to the museum and try out and do a hands-on activity that way. So that'll be fun. And then indoors, of course, we have all of our galleries will be open like usual, but we'll also have a bunch of experts from the Minnesota Geological Survey, who are some other folks at the University of Minnesota who we love partnering with. We have experts on hand from the Minnesota Historical Society, and then our own on native land educators will also be on staff. So I would say fun for everyone, because if you're there to like do an active activity, this is definitely the spot. But also if you want to like ask an expert some really deep questions about Minnesota's rocks or Minnesota archaeology, we have that too, and planetarium shows.
You got it all.
So it's really going to be everything. Yeah.
It sounds like you're making the educational part of it fun and
that's
easier
the goal,
for the kids to kind of want to do.
Definitely. Yes, that's absolutely the goal.
And I'm sure there's a lot to learn about Minnesota history. What's kind of a little nugget, a little tidbit that always gets people like, oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think something that we really want to highlight, especially with this event, is that people have been living in Minnesota for at least 10,000 years, right? That's a super long time. And so we have some experts coming up from Jeffers Petroglyphs. If you've never been down to Jeffers Petroglyphs, that's a really cool site in southwest Minnesota. That's rock carvings, right? So that people have been carving into the rock there for thousands upon thousands of years. And we have that right in Minnesota. And to have them come up here and share some of their knowledge with the public is going to be super special.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I do want to, this is what I'm really excited about, is this ancient spear you're holding.
Yes.
Can you tell us what this is?
Yes, absolutely. So this is called an Atlatl.
Okay.
And it's actually like a spear thrower, or this is called the dart.
Okay.
And of course, if this were one that was actually used for hunting, it would have a sharp stone tip to it.
Thank you for not bringing that.
And this one is blunt, but it can still really launch. And the idea is just to give yourself more leverage, right? So your arm just goes further back, and so when you launch it, it goes further. And so if you can believe it, people in the Ice Age were using these to hunt mammoths and other megafauna. And they were used.
There's going to be like a target?
Yes. And so we've just finished a mammoth target at the Bell Museum, and I believe we'll also have a bison target there as well. So there'll be things to throw the Atlatl at. You can, practice your Neolithic hunting skills and see how well you do.
Barry, I think you'd hit the bullseye first try.
You think I would?
I think so.
Hey.
I believe it.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Only one way. Okay, can you give us a little demo of this?
I can, and I'm gonna do this at like 1% of, because this thing can really launch.
Yeah.
It can. This can bring down a mammoth.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So
and there is no one behind the camera.
So we're being safe.
Okay, great. So you kind of grip it here, and then your fingers, lightly hold the dart, and then you just want to launch it like that. And of course, with more
force, it'll travel.
Force, it really goes.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a lot of fun. Just one of the many interactive activities we have today.
I love all the hands-on. That will be really fun for everyone, really.
And all of this is included with the cost of admission for today?
That's correct, yes. Great. And our outdoor activities, if you're not interested in seeing all of the indoor activities and the planetarium show, which I do highly recommend, you can also stop by our outdoor activities for free as well.
Perfect. Hugh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
All right, friends, Minnesota Unearthed is at the Bell Museum. It's happening today from 10 to 2. This event is included with the cost of regular admission. You can learn more about it at bellmuseum.umn.edu.